Hey family, for those of you that don't know who Brother Panic is, this is a small clip of the brother. The brother was spiritual deep. Brother was deep. Brother knows his stuff, man. He was an occult leader. Like I said, he knows his stuff. The brother was. I still can't. Like I said, I know we don't really die, but I still can't believe the brother's gone, man. The brother was deep for real, man. The brother's gonna be missed. He he came under the wings of Bobby Hammond. It was him, Bobby Hammond, Phil Bonatine, and who else? Swayze, um, Brigitte Coleman. Who else there? A couple more guys there that were on that wings of. They were all together in that spiritual realm. But anyway, I can't say anymore, man. I guess I'm gonna show you the clip of the brother here. Uh, let the brother speak for himself. Because a deep brother, man. I know him. Like I said, I know him personally. We used to hang out together in his house here in Atlanta. There. So we need to understand that the Camite, not all of them, some of them was farmers, just like you have McDonald's workers today. It was the same concept. And then there was the conscious, who were most likely or highly likely dealing with the mystery system in some form of initiation or university level teachings, or whatever you wanted to call it back then. Long story short, the conscious probably were the ones who found the calling to go through the mystery system as opposed to being chosen, because this is something you're born into, something your spirit is saying, I'm done here. So you start getting thirstier and thirstier for more information. So that thirst is what led the conscious to get their answers in the mystery system, I'm sure. It could be more political and more. I know later it turned into an elite thing, a secret society. I'll give you little clips of him, little clips. The man can talk for like 5 hours straight. The man can talk for like 5 hours straight. To a motherfucking city, a magical city. You find the name Hakimori, Japanese Hakimori, Hakimori. And in the channel, the transmission, we sent the old monk, but here's the trick. What they told him to do was, get a mason jar, some sort of jar, pour the old monk in it, and put strawberries in, and let that do its thing out, in room temperature, in a mason jar or something like that. For 2 days, they moved to the fridge and let it just suck all the berry juice out and sip. He was a funny brother too. He was a funny brother. Not really drinking anymore. Anyone, another clip. When I did it, which was off the hook, I started pouring it out to the spirits, and they went ain't shit. Immediately, my grandmother came through. She wanted a taste of that, and then with the leftover berries, I just put them out there a tree for the fairies. About how they open the door and get us every time. This game is about mind control. Mind control. And once we understand and accept death as just another aspect of what we are, another part of our journey, then we'll be able to beat this life as a cinch. That's Bobby Hammond. He came. Bobby Hammond taught him a lot of stuff. He came from under Bobby Hammond. Bobby Hammond taught him a whole bunch of stuff. That was his mentor, Bobby Hammond. And he made an observation that all the Egyptologists couldn't do, and therefore I guess that's why he should have ended up in on the band and suppressed. Expedient to substitute for more complex. Hang on, folks.
Once we got all excited about Kim and Kemet, when you actually study into the mystery, you would find it would look to the common eye that they were obsessed with death. So the scientists, the occultists, which I follow, as Brother Sinetta just said, in the footsteps of Bobby Hemmett, as the occultists is to understand the mystery or the science of why they were doing what they were doing, for understanding, as you already accepted, that they were doing this for higher reasons. And one of the things we found out that in the 17th dynasty, I believe, I remember Dr. Africa talking about this as someone that's when they started writing all these hieroglyphs, meaning they came into an understanding that we would forget this. And so if they understood we would forget this, and what message did we decide to leave ourselves? What would be the most important thing we said? And when you deal with these hieroglyphs, it's nothing but death. If they knew we were going to be in a situation, we haven't heard anything about health, economics, all the things that we have learned to put our energy into as something to save us. None of the Egyptians were writing about that. They wrote about death, how to die, and never come back. So when you study, there are things that are pretty in the field of study that are a little bit more straightforward about death and what happens. But ultimately, when you study all the mythology, all the ancient thought, you'll find that in some way or another, in some sort of coded way, they were trying to let you know you need to die and not come back here. Your
For
true
real.
enemy is humanity.
For real.
Humanity is your true enemy. Everything else are just distractions or added on. If you wasn't human, you wouldn't have nothing to talk about. If you could get beyond humanity, then you don't need to talk about health. You don't need to talk about law. You don't need to talk about nothing but dying and not coming back. And guess what? That's what the Egyptians were doing. That's what they were doing. So if say again, brother Panic, family, let me tell you, you know what? I'm gonna say why I invite brother Panic to an open VIP access to this channel. He's very much saying in a different style, tempo, rhythm, that you are gods. Gods that have forgotten that you're gods. And what's worse than a God that forgot that God was a God? And that's what we are. And that's what Brother Panic, in his, his style, his demeanor, he's teaching in his unique style. So it's always an honor to have him on. But I just want to share real quick before we start, family, it's going to be a Q&A, but Brother Panic can roll. He's a natural griot. This something called Himalaya Shilajit. Now, when Zima told me about this Panic, Salika, Khadija, she was like, I took a little bit of this, and I was like on jet fuel all day. I was like, yeah, right. Well, anyway, I ordered what she told me. It came with a little metal spoon, and it's like a tar consistency. Yo, the energy is crazy, crazy. So I be taking my tea and eating the shilajit, and it looks like tar. I just want to show you real quick. And I gotta like ream it out. It's almost like tar. And it's elements: one, earth, air, water, and fire. That's phenomenal. If you haven't heard that, you are absolutely late. So we've been working on the elements too, and this one is called Antimatter, the album. So this is one of the songs that I did from Antimatter. That's out now. You can get it on SoundCloud. And look for the other albums we're still working on. We're going to do a foursome for Elements 2. We're working on the second portion of Elements 2, and this is from the first album, Antimatter, and Elements 2 by B.O.B. Let the song go. Simple, but clever, if you understand. So the first thing we're going to deal with is the word occult. Yeah. In its definition. So its fake meaning or its hype meaning or its media created meaning has everything to do with the devil and evil. That is probably the furthest thing I can think of. The devil and evil together is actually the furthest thing I can think of, but I get why, after years and years of seeing the devil, good, bad, and religion, you think it's a reality. It's not a reality. Um, the devil is a part of the occult understanding. Evil is not. Evil is a human behavior. Occult, the word itself means hidden culture. Hidden culture. So that means that the system that you can't see, the system that you cannot see, that you cannot touch tangibly, is under the umbrella of the occult. So that encompasses a lot of shit more than just the devil and evil and Baphomet. Let's even take what you eat. You may eat something tangible that's physical, but you expect the nutritional value of it, the benefit from it, like that tar, to do something that's invisible, which is a cult. So it's just that simple.
Okay, another clip.
Don't forget, for years I don't care. I'm one of the first guys that tells gay people that spiritually nothing's wrong, and I'll say it right now. Spiritually, everything I've seen is you're not a man or woman when you die. You have no penis to genitals. Down here socially, they got to deal with whatever they deal with. I think when I look at it, it's hooky. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking icky. Women aside, unless they, like everybody else, two sexy women, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Other than, and I went through all that. I did all of that shit already. I don't even do that now. Khadijah's my ooh. So if Khadijah's my ooh, I don't really care. I literally just don't care. And in a sense, it doesn't offend me. Spiritually, I really don't care. And I'll tell that truth because it's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Because I've talked to many spirits. Oh, unity in our consciousness. Because even thinking it, we are making it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Brother Panic, is that a form of magic in itself, projecting consciousness, whether it's, like you say, they keep putting these movies out. It seems like every year, every couple of years, when Easter comes and all these holidays, it seems like they want to constantly redo these stories to influence a certain energy in our subconscious. Is that a form of mental magic, per se?
Well, I mean, if we real talk, if we were ignorant, we could just say, yeah, it's a form of magic. But since we're scientists, we know what magic really is. We could go forward and say what you just said it was. Is form any magic is to manipulate the subconscious mind. That's one. Is the demiurge your ego? Yes. And where you hear it the most, it's a Greek word. It means like a
This was 4 months ago.
like that.
This video
Or
here.
lesser God, one or the other. But you hear that the most in Gnosticism. And they talk about the demiurge and pretty much the creator of this place and all things human and human thought belongs to him. Well, human thought is the ego. This place is an aspect of the ego. Creation is the ego. So when you used to hear brothers like Phil say things like, what she's repeating from a doctrine, I am that I am, or you even heard that in the Bible. Who are you? I am that I am. That's another way of saying whatever you could possibly think of, I am. I don't have to express it. So when you say, I'm a bee, I'm a flower, I'm a gnat, rat, cat, and a dog, and all of these things in creation that you see, that's the one I am that I am trying to prove itself. So creation itself is an ego trip. This is an ego. That's the game here. You're coming into the ego to understand how to get back to the true nature of I am that I am. that is all internal. Or you heard this before, becoming the one. To become the one is to understand that you are all the gods, is what I said earlier. You are all the gods, the one. You understand what I'm saying? And I explained that of all the gods that are on the boat with you in the pyramid text of how they have
All right,
different
folks, I cut it short.
roles.
Okay, family, that's some clip from my brother Panic that passed away. I think yesterday. Today is the 2nd of November. Um, Deep brother, man, it's gonna be missed. It's gonna be missed for real. For his occult information, the knowledge that he have, the insight that he give, the wisdom that he give to people. He's gonna be missed. Sorry, folks. And then, I love you guys. Peace out. Be loving and kind and caring and humble, respectful, gratitude. I love you guys. Peace out. One love.